We are live. Welcome in, everybody, to TB Sports 27. Glad to be here with you guys on this Saturday. We are streaming live on Twitch. It is Saturday, May 20th, and we are getting ready for our second Ultrafan stream here. kduckman coming through with the request, and he wants to see more of the Denver Broncos franchise. So we're going to bring you 2 hours of streaming here today, 2 episodes, and we're also going to be watching the Pittsburgh Maulers Memphis Showboats game in the USFL. So we're going to be doing a little double streaming here. So we're going to be playing Madden, we're going to be watching the USFL at the same time, jumping in. So glad to have you guys here. I see a couple of you guys joining in on the chat. kduckman is here, of course. Hope you're going to enjoy this stream. And our Denver Broncos, defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions, we are entering into our 13th season of this franchise mode. You can see up in the corner of your screen there, 2031 season, the 2031 NFL season. And this is our 13th year of franchise mode, but we have done just 4 seasons with the Denver Broncos, this being number 4. And we have won the Super Bowl back-to-back years with Tom Brady III, starting off with a win over the NFC North Detroit Lions. And then we got back-to-back games, again, 3 in a row, in fact, against the NFC North. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into it, guys. Again, this stream was requested by kduckman over on patreon.com/tbsports27. If you guys want to request a stream, and each stream now, when we upload on YouTube, we cut them up into 15, 30-minute chunks, sometimes 40, depending on how long it goes. For your Patreon Ultrafan streams, we go at least an hour and a half, and since this is football, we got no choice. We're going 2 hours because we're going to do 2 games with you here today. So sit back and enjoy the action. And like we said, if you're watching on Twitch, follow along with us. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up, hit that like button. And if you're watching on, well, I guess that would be the only place you could watch at, right? If you want to request a stream, though, if you want to become an Ultra fan or just a Patreon historian where you can see all the bonus content, patreon.com/tbsports27. You're in a prime position if you guys want to request a stream. Only kduckman so far is an Ultra fan, so you are in prime position to request an Ultra fan stream over on Patreon. Your number will come up very quickly of 20 open spots. So if there's a lot of signups, you're going to have to wait, before your turn comes up. But in this case, you can jump right in. You can have a stream in 2 weeks. So jump on there and check it out. And, of course, Sunday is traditionally Patreon Sunday. So we're going to be uploading some Patreon exclusive content coming up on Sunday. And looking like we're going to be doing some XHL episodes, maybe knock 2 of them out, maybe even do some Mortal Kombat with the big announcement of Mortal Kombat 1 coming up. So be on the lookout there.
Without a top-flight quarterback, the way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Dante Hall averaging 24 yards a return. That's solid. We can take that. Good to see. For many years, if you're a Broncos fan, or maybe if you're a Chiefs fan, you don't like seeing this, but as a Broncos fan, many years of seeing the Broncos tormented by Dante Hall kick returns. It's good to have him on our side here. And we're going to see what the joystick can do this go around. And he's going to get us up to the 28-yard line, and that's where our Broncos will start this one off. Tom Brady III is going to step onto the field. Yet to throw a touchdown pass this season. You see the opening week numbers on the right side of your screen. That was the victory over the Detroit Lions, the team that we spent many, many seasons with. We spent, 14, 15 seasons with on Madden 12, knocking off our old team here. Now we got a Super Bowl 32 rematch here. And the Broncos are going to throw to begin the game, and that one is going to be dropped by the fullback here. And we'll look at your Broncos roster across the way. But yeah, rematch. I guess it's been a long time since we've seen this Super Bowl rematch now. Super Bowl 32, the first Denver Broncos Super Bowl victory. Long time coming for the Broncos franchise, but since Tom Brady III has come around, they've added 2 more, total of 5. And the Green Bay Packers got the Broncos on their heels right now. Not looking good. So on 3rd down and long, Brady to throw it. Stepping up, stay in bounds, and Brendan Smith, speaking of being on his heels, the heels touching the white line out of bounds. Could not keep those feet in bounds. Kduckman in the chat saying, this is a terrible start. It is a terrible start. That was not a great start for your defending two-time Super Bowl champions. And the Green Bay Packers are going to get really, really good field position here. And stepping out onto the field, quarterback of Green Bay, Jack Miller. I don't think Jack Miller, did we look him up before? I don't think Jack Miller is a real player. Let's look up Jack Miller QB. See if anything comes up here. Oh, he is a real quarterback. He is for the Florida Gators. Well, there you go. Pardon me. I guess we didn't look him up. I know one game we looked up somebody, and they weren't a real quarterback. So, a Florida Gator in here in Green Bay. And I was going to say he's going to start things off as poorly as Brady is, but, I mean, he, on the screen pass, got the first down. So what the heck? Yeah, Jack Miller is probably going to be starting quarterback for the Florida Gators here coming up pretty soon. I would venture a guess with Anthony Richardson heading to the NFL. Let's I'm going to go on Twitter real quick, and I am going to quote tweet, let people know that we are live here. Join us live. What are some popular hashtags right now? We got a couple. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay. Is there a soccer game right now? KKR versus LSG. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Switch. From the gun. Miller stepping up. Very slow start for the Denver Broncos in this ball game. At the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. And now the offensive starters for the Packers. Judah Locke. You look at the Green Bay Packers here. Because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. There is going to be the draw play. Down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Defensively, we check the start. You guys know your Broncos defense. We're going to skip past this. All right, tweet is sent. So let's focus. Let's focus on the game at hand. Should we invite? Can we invite some of our... Let's look here. I think we can invite. Oh, the game's just going to keep going. I thought the game would stop for a moment. Let me look real quick. I want to invite some more people. We want to get this thing popping right now. Let's see. Sharing. Sharing. No, that's for something else. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Invite players to broad. Yes, invite players. Here we go. Who are we going to invite in? All right, we're doing some invites. I guess we should do this before we start streaming, but if you follow me on PS4, which we often say you shouldn't because we don't have PS4 online, but I am sending you an invite to jump in and join us and watch along for this Denver Broncos franchise stream Jump on in, man. Let's go. We're sending all the invites out. So if you do want to get an invite, if you want to know, I mean, Twitch is going to let you know when we go live. Twitter is also going to let you know when we go live. But, all right, that's enough. So, boom, invite sent. Let's jump into it. Let's do this thing.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop.
Little USFL action here. Memphis 3, Maulers 0. Two teams that last season, of course, the Memphis Showboats were the Tampa Bay Bandits and the Pittsburgh Maulers, who didn't do so hot. One of these two teams is going to go to 3-3, so it's kind of a pretty big matchup here. Packers on the board first. They get 3. Dante Hall way back and decides to just play this one to go up at the 20.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3-and-out.
So all passes on the last drive, and we're going to start this one off with a running play to Jonathan Taylor, who hits that spin move, couple of nice spin moves, and just barely that knee scraping the turf there, as that will end that play. Quick reminder as well, I am on call this week with my work, so should you hear the on-call phone ring, I may have to step aside for a moment and complete the call. In some instances, I may be able to keep on streaming or playing while I'm taking the call, but you hear the mic go out, so that's why we continue to encourage the follows, the subscriptions on Patreon, and the I guess subscriptions as well on YouTube, and thumbs up because it really helps us out. We want to make this a full-time thing one day, so we appreciate all of your support with that, of course. And kduckman, that can't be understated enough, appreciating that coming through, you know, because that really helps us out. We want to be able to do this full-time with you guys. Not let work get in the way. Come on. Work-life balance. Everyone's talking about that these days. Who's lucky enough to have that? All right, 3rd and 5. The passing game for the Denver Broncos has been very slow to come by, and there, finally, 2 of 5 for 6 yards for Tom Brady III. So the Broncos finally getting a little something fired up here. Brady across the field to Torrey Holt. Holt gets spun down, but he gets the first down. Now the Broncos are starting to warm up a little bit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Big block, Jonathan Taylor, first down. I was watching some good stuff on YouTube today. Of course, I have my watch list. I'm a couple months behind on YouTube, and I was watching on NFL Throwback some of the best too much time left on the clock plays. Some crazy comebacks with seconds left on the clock. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. Some bad calls, though. A handful of those had some pretty atrocious refereeing calls that led to those miracle moments. There was also a pretty cool compilation of crazy Thanksgiving plays over the years, which was pretty cool. Jonathan Taylor got hit by the corner on the outside.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I was also watching some old Nitro this morning. I'm almost done with 1998. There's a pretty... Let's say this in a nice way. A pretty atrocious match between Bret Hart and Dean Malenko in the end of November '98. It was not too good. Oh, touchdown, Showboats. Are they going to say not a touchdown? I think he got that. You guys got to check that out. Brady just trying to roll out and was trying to lead his receiver. And Brendan Smith did not read Brady's eyes. If you look at the replay, the whole right side of that field was open, and Brady tried to throw it to the right side to try to will Brendan Smith over. Did not see it, did not get it, so Janikowski comes on with Josh Allen holding. Janikowski's kick is good. So we're tied up 3-3.
That's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder.
I see Lava, you're saying in the chat. Yeah, he's got the USFL game on too. And they are calling it a touchdown. Yeah, good call. They are calling that a touchdown. We got Zach as well joining us in the chat. Hello, Zach. Kduckman's here.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got
so 1st and 10. Back to Green Bay. Oh, that was a pretty slick. That was a pretty slick juke by Locke. Denver defense did a good job in week 1 roughing up the Detroit Lions offense. Oh, man, this is kind of making me sad right now. The tackling right now from our defense, not that great. Not good at all. I'm trying to think what else I got on my schedule today. The Tampa Bay Rays, which is, I'm a Rays and Cubs guy for baseball. They got a game today, and it's on Fox, I believe, so it'll actually be on national TV. I can't ever watch the Rays because I have YouTube TV, which doesn't have Bally's, and I have MLB.TV, but because I live in Florida, the Rays games are blacked out. And there we go, quarterback sack by Dubose. That was big time. So the only time I can ever watch the Rays is when they're on national TV, so, or on YouTube. I watch like the condensed version of the Rays games usually, so it's like 8 minutes. Get you in, get you out. And now the Broncos defense getting tough. So Rays Brewers, they had an interesting game yesterday. It was a 0-0 coming down to it, and the Rays finally ended up sneaking away and getting the 1-0 win down the stretch. So we'll have game 2 today here, and I'll be planning on watching that. And it's IFL Saturday Indoor Football League, and they just announced a pretty cool thing that they're going to be doing like an NFL Red Zone type deal on YouTube, though, for all their Saturday night games. So that'll be pretty cool. That's I'm very interested to see what they do with that, because especially for indoor football, where scoring is coming at, fast and furious, I figure there's going to be a lot of jumping around there. So I'm excited to see that. I'm an Iowa Barnstormers fan there, and they finally picked up their first win last week. I thought they were going to go winless. The team was looking rough. They had a lot of injuries early on, but coming through 70 points on the board. And I guess should I go through my history, my indoor football history of different teams? 'Cause I've bounced around a lot, but not through any calls of my own. As the first quarter comes to an end here, we're tied 3-3. How I ended up with the Barnstormers. So, of course, growing up in Florida, the Tampa Bay Storm were always very popular. That's how I kind of got into arena football back in the day, back in the early 2000s. I think it was the arena football on NBC era, because I don't really remember. I know they had a run on TNN, and they had a run on ESPN2, but I don't really remember seeing much arena football until the NBC era. And I remember 03 pretty well, where the Tampa Bay Storm had won their 5th title. They defeated the Arizona Rattlers. So I remember that one, like, around Florida being kind of a big deal. And that's kind of around when I got into arena football. So, of course, I was a Tampa Bay Storm fan. Torrey Holt, nice grab there. I love their uniforms, too. I was going to bring back, I was contemplating on 2K8 when we were playing that, of possibly bringing the Tampa Bay Storm back instead of the Tampa Bay Vipers, but then we ended up just making the jump to Madden 12 and going with the Tampa Bay Mutiny. But maybe somewhere down the line we'll see the Storm come back. Of course, arena football in real life is supposed to be coming back, so we'll have arena football, indoor football. But yeah, I was a Tampa Bay Storm fan pretty much, through and through. And then I became a Chicago Rush fan as well, because, I like to have 2 teams from each side, but for arena football, it's just the Storm. And I think I'm going to reserve my 2-team thing for just the big sports, NFL, MLB, hockey. I don't know if I'd be able to do it in all these other leagues that I watch, indoor football and all that stuff. That'd be a lot to keep up with. Brendan Smith drops the ball. Incredible. So a promising drive here for the Broncos is going to stall down, but at least we can perhaps win the field position battle with Pearson Gatewood here. And yes, out at the 4. Nice punt, Gatewood. So yeah, my dad lived up in close to Chicago, so I was able to go to a Chicago Rush playoff game when they played the LA Avengers in, God, when was that? 05, 06 or something, somewhere around there. So I became a Chicago Rush fan through there. So Rush and the Storm are my two teams pretty much up until the end. Then the league folded in 08, came back, the AF2, of course, came back, and Tampa Bay Storm came around, so I was with the Storm through there. There was no Chicago Rush, but a lot of the Chicago Rush players and coaches would end up going to the LA Kiss. So I became an LA Kiss fan, along with the Tampa Bay Storm, and then the LA Kiss ceased to exist out of 3 years, but in our world, in the RXFL, we brought back the LA Kiss, and there's Mike Vrabel. The Bronco defense starting to come up with some big sacks here. So the Kiss went away, then it was just the Tampa Bay Storm, then the Storm eventually went away, which is kind of a shocker to me, because they're such a staple, you know, in the community, and they always had between 10 and 15,000 every time. So I became a Albany Empire fan at that point when the Arena League was kind of down to its very few teams. Wide open. Delta O'Neal lost track of Miller. Or rather, not Miller. That is Lucier. Wow. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a fight to the end. I can feel the way this game's going. This is going to be a fight. So anyway, yeah, Albany Empire. I don't remember why I picked them. I think I just, you know, orange and blue, of course, Broncos colors, Boise State colors. And the name was kind of cool, the Empire. And, of course, they won an Arena Bowl. They did win an Arena Bowl, so that was one of the few times I've actually seen an Arena Bowl victory because, like I said, I became a fan of the Storm after 03, and they went to 2 Arena Bowls after that. They took on Spokane and they took on Philadelphia, but they never won again. So this was my first time to see an Arena Bowl championship. And then, of course, Arena Football folded after that, and then I went to the IFL, and I was looking around at my IFL teams, and my first pick was going to be the Nebraska Danger. I thought those colors were cool, the neon green, the gray, the name was cool, so I was going to go with the Danger, and then they folded before they even played a game the year I got into them. Like, they had been a team before that, but they had folded right up. So I was like, okay. So then I went with the Quad City Steamwheelers because I kind of knew of their history from the AF2. They had those crazy undefeated seasons early on in their history. Same thing, logos, colors. I was like, okay. And they played one game, and then 2020 happened, and the league closed up shop for a year, and then they didn't come back in 2021. They took a year off. So then I was forced again to pick a new team, and then that's when I settled on the Iowa Barnstormers because of me being an Arena Football fan. I was like, well, here's an old school AFL team. I realized the Rattlers are in there, but I obviously didn't have the history with the Arizona Rattlers, many years that they've been around, but you got the Storm, the Stormers, the cool goggles. None of my favorite teams have black as like a main color scheme. I was with the New York Guardians for a time, and of course they were black, silver, and red. So it was I was like, yeah, why not? So there you go. There's kind of my impromptu history of Arena Football, from the Tampa Bay Storm to the Chicago Rush to the LA Kiss to the Albany Empire. And I guess technically I can't even call myself a Steamwheeler fan or anything like that because it was very short-lived. So pretty much from Albany right to the Iowa Barnstormers. So with all that to be said, Barnstormers playing tonight, and I hope you guys will all support the IFL. Very easy to watch. All the games on YouTube, they stream live, and you know, get out there and support these leagues. Let's get more football. You can never have too much football. Meanwhile, we're seeing the opposite of an arena football game between the Denver Broncos. That one was nearly blocked. Between the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers. Just a couple of field goals on the board so far. Smash mouth defensive battle. Pistol formation here for your Green Bay Packers. Spin move. Oh, to the outside. Lock. He's having a good early day. And his X Factor is about to heat up, so we're really going to be in a bad spot now. Look at it back there. It's pulsating, folks. Draw play again to Lock. Hits the juke. And he's got the first down. 85 yards on the ground. Do you guys ever use any of these gimmicks? Like, I was just zooming back. This gimmick here. Like, I don't know. Most games, I'm not going to say just Madden, but most games kind of just throw in these gimmicks. Like, I was watching a Jay Witts video the other day about Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, and looking at some of the mechanics that I never touched in that game, like the sandwich making thing, I never touched. The going to the shops and buying like ice cream and all that stuff, never did that. So I'm curious if like what kind of these different games that add these new gimmicks and mechanics are do you folks actually use? Breath of the Wild sequel, what is it, Tears of the Kingdom? Still have not purchased yet. Maybe one day. Still $70. I'm looking at potentially buying that $100 Nintendo Switch bundle where I can get 2 games for $100, so I can at least justify maybe buying Zelda for $70, knowing I can get another $60 game for $30. But what game should I get? They got Metroid, which I'm kind of interested in. A lot of people talked about the new Metroid being very hard, but then they made it a little easier with one of the updates. They also have the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, as Brady just couldn't find anything, and he gets sacked. So this is going a rough way right now.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
Man, nothing happening offensively. Kduckman, I'm sorry. We're trying to put on a show for you in this stream request. It's not going. So the Packers call a timeout. And on 3rd and 20, Brady, play action fake, is going to throw it, and it is dropped again. 8 of 16 for 40 yards. Not a great stat line for Tom Brady III here in Denver. Pretty soon that rookie contract's going to become... What a kick! Good Lord, by Pearson Gatewood. Well, that went back some distance, huh? But anyway, I'm curious to hear from you guys. Let me know in the chat. Let me know on YouTube in the comments. And the Packers, who originally had just called a timeout, they're going to take the run and get on out of this this quarter. I want to know, what would you guys buy? Now, there's only a select list of games. I assume that offer's still up. I have to look at my Switch. I could be yapping, and maybe that was a week 1 offer kind of thing. But what would you guys buy with that additional game if we did get the $100 pack? Would you get Metroid? Would you get one of the Pokemon remakes? What would you guys be looking at? Let me know.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful
Let me know what you guys would get. And have you guys bought the new Zelda yet? And what do you think of it so far?
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, a combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
All right, guys. We are 30 minutes in here to this stream. And Mr. Miller coming out. Jack Miller, who, you guys, you're getting a little sneak peek here. You guys are getting the sneak peek about looking at a future Florida Gator, the guy that may very well be replacing Anthony Richardson, who's going into the NFL. And I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Anthony Richardson in this era of Madden. He never came through. Richardson never came through on my Madden game. Jack Miller is. So I'm kind of interested to see what he does, because I think there's a lot of... I'm trying to put the right phrasing out there. I think there's a lot of question marks maybe at Anthony Richardson, mainly because he has all the tools, right? I mean, that's what everyone says. He's got all the tools on paper, but there's been a lot of quarterbacks that have had all the tools on paper. I wouldn't say he had the greatest college career in the world, but that doesn't mean anything. Josh Allen didn't have the greatest college career in the world at Wyoming. And look at what he's done in the NFL so far. So, I think there's going to be a lot of eyes, especially on these early picks, 4 quarterbacks going early on in the NFL draft. And, you know, who's going to come out of it? Who's going to be a bustaroo? So we're having quite the opposite. At the bottom of your screen, Giants, Cowboys put the points up on the board. Broncos, Packers in a defensive slugfest right now. Brady back to throw, and he goes down once again. Number 27, there's the company name, company number 27, like Weird Al. Brady didn't even see Bass come in, hit from behind. And it's 3rd and 20. This is wild, folks. It is a play-action fake, and Brady is just going to go deep. And, of course, we kind of talked about this. That's as good as a punt, basically. We talked about this in our previous RXFL videos about how kind of annoying it is in this particular Madden. When you throw the ball up on a one-on-one play, a majority of the time it's going to be intercepted. Your receiver doesn't even try to make an attempt on it, so it's kind of annoying. It's kind of hard to make those big plays happen, but 3rd and 20, we basically got a punt out of it, so other than the stat line not being great. And Brady, Tom Brady III, has still yet to throw a touchdown pass this season. Only week 2, it's still early. Hey, our last 2 Super Bowl opponents right there, Chicago and San Francisco, matching it up. Sean Clifford, who just got drafted to the Green Bay Packers, and we tweeted that out on our Twitter page, and we encourage you guys to follow us on TB Sports 27 on Twitter. You can check out the links on YouTube and here on Twitch and all that fun stuff. We encourage you guys to do check that out. But, oh, there we go. Could that finally break this game wide open? Delta O'Neal making up for his poor coverage early in the ball game. Gets the interception, touchdown. Perfect. Read the route, took it, touchdown.
Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
He read Miller's eyes 100%. Touchdown Broncos. First touchdown of the game early in quarter number 3. But yeah, we had tweeted out about Sean Clifford, the fact that he has been quite the success in our Madden world, with the Chicago Bears taking him to multiple Super Bowls over the years. I think he's won one. I have to go back and look at my stat book here. I believe he won one of the ones against the Steelers, against Christian McCaffrey, but I'd have to go back and double check. I know he lost the most recent one 2 years ago. Shutout, Super Bowl shutout. A rarity. What a hit that was. Dye puts his helmet on the ball and just jars it loose.
Just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
2nd and 10 for the Packers. They got to really answer back now because the Broncos defense kind of getting in the zone. Locke still running the ball pretty well. He's up over 102 yards. A little USFL score update for you guys. Showboats 13, Maulers 0. XFL wrapped up, so we got just the USFL left. But I love it. It's been nice. I don't know about you guys, but having football all year round. Please, USFL, XFL, keep it going.
6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun.
Oh, fumble. Now it looked like Locke may have been on the ground. We'll see if we can't get a quick play here where they call a challenge. They booth reviewed it. We tried. I'm not even going to watch. I know they're going to overturn it. It's nice that we have the challenge. I've said it before. I'll repeat myself. I feel like they got to figure out a way to program the challenges or the reviews on plays that are a little more iffy. Because it's way too often. And I'd rather just turn them off. I'd rather just have the option to go in and turn off video reviews, because it just ends up wasting time, because it's always on plays that are super obvious, right? Like, it's always really obvious plays that are going to get overturned. I don't think I've ever seen a play that I was like unsure of if it was going to get overturned. So I'd like to see that get touched up one day, but we will see. Look at this on the jet sweep, the old jet sweep. And Miller's going to get credit with the forward pass there. Georgia Dog 13-19 just followed us. Glad to have you here, Georgia Dog. But how about you jump in the chat? Are you here with us, Georgia Dog? 13-19, follow Georgia Dog 13-19 on PlayStation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him. And this time, contact and an incomplete pass.
I was going to say, he's got a whole lot of daylight in front of him. Jack Miller, after the pick 6, really buckling down here, looking good. Miller, touched. Oh, he dropped it. A lot of drops here today. Is that Cliff Kingsbury with the Packers? How would Packer fans feel about that?
Space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, and when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
Screen pass, and the Denver Broncos defense right there. Jacobs actually going to tear up his wrist there. Can they hold the Packers? Can we hold the Packers? Out of the end zone here. Miller with Leal in his face, driven to the turf. Denver's front lines come through with a number of sacks in this ball game. They're going to hold the Packers out of the end zone once again. Still no offensive touchdowns on the board here today.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one
Dante
says to
Hall.
the guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake.
It's the spin, gets spun down.
But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception.
Let's see, is this the drive? I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. You can predict what I was going to say. But this Broncos defense is still kind of in one-dimensional mode right now. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I just killed all the headphone users. That was my mic dropping off the table. My apologies. Goodness gracious. Kduckman, you still there? That was terrible. I apologize. Let me make sure my mic's even still working. Okay. It is. Golly, sorry about that, guys. It took a tumble right off the table. All right, 3rd and 4.
And then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the ball.
Incomplete.
A really nice target.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And the offensive struggles continue here in week 2. What is this?
And there's another nice example there.
What is this going on right now?
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back.
Well, we're kind of leaning on our defense a little bit.
Drive underway. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the
Miller guns that one over the middle and picks up a 1st down for the Packers.
Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal.
2 minutes left in the first half of the Showboats Maulers game, and we're dual screening here. Watching a little, bad pass by Miller. O'Neal. He won an interception, number 2. Near interception right there for the Pittsburgh Maulers. Pistol formation here for Miller, and they're going to draw play out to Locke. And Locke, who's been pretty slick, hitting the juke moves here in this ball game, not able to get that one to hit with much success. Great success, yes, great success. Miller, well contested, and it falls to the turf. Not a day for offense. Maybe, let's check these footballs. Maybe they're too slick or something. I don't know. Balls are slick. Dante Hall. Can he get us some points? There goes Dante Hall. Don't get us a penalty now. Kashawn Clemens. He was tempted with a block in the back, but he didn't do it. What can the Denver Broncos offense do here on this drive? It's been a mess all day long. And there goes Jonathan Taylor with the biggest offensive output of the afternoon for the Denver Broncos.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So you got the lead here.
That wakes up the crowd at Mile High.
Like that at any time, here you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football.
Taylor comes out for a breather.
Well, that didn't take long. One play.
Brady to pass. No one's open. Brady's going to try to run it. He fumbles the football, picks it back up. And we're going to go to the 4th quarter. Everyone take a breather. 33 passing yards for the Denver Broncos here in this game. That probably could get overturned anyway if we even want to challenge, but... Whoa, what's happening here? Why are we on the other side of the field? Are you serious right now? I can't even see the play.
Recon, 132 fighter. SOS.
What's happened? Oh my God, Madden.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the
Oh my
play.
God, I felt like we just got screwed on a play right there. Give me the other camera shot back. Okay. Golly, okay, well. We got a little Glitsky there. Brady heaves it up. Incomplete, Nick Coffey.
Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of
all right.
for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning.
I guess we'll just take the 3, make it a 7-point game.
Look at the scoreboard. Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribe, right? When you talk about winning,
this is a weird feeling. This is our 2-time defending Super Bowl champions, just having this rough offensive output right now.
Maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed
I just
some time
scratched
off
the
clock,
daylights out of my
right?
leg.
Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet. Okay, being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their
Up next is going to be interesting. So we got one more game coming for you on this Ultrafan stream. Again, a big thank you. As DeMarvin Leal, what is that, a second sack? Yeah.
The amount of
2 sacks for DeMarvin Leal in this game.
Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw.
kduckman, again, a big thank you for requesting this stream over at patreon.com/tvsports27 as our Ultra fan.
The Packers on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd.
We got the Chicago Bears up next on this very stream, a rematch from the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
And it's incomplete.
And the Packers on offense have nothing.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet.
This would put Auburn, Mississippi State to shame.
Unable to find anyone open.
Taking it about the 16. So quick.
Dante Hall. Oh, Dante Hall. Dante Hall broke loose. The joystick hits the juke. Look at Dante Hall down the sideline. Still on his feet. It's a punt return touchdown for the joystick. And the Broncos, they're not scoring points on offense, but they're scoring on special teams. They're scoring on defense. And that was one of the most incredible punt return touchdowns I've seen in this game, because it's almost impossible to get kick return touchdowns. Dante Hall.
But they'll take the points because, as you and I both
Oh my goodness.
things intensify. And
Yeah, Brady. Brady's looking for his touchdown. It ain't there.
It does give them a little bit of a cushion.
Denver.
And the lead now up to 14. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell
Ooh, all right, guys.
The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist.
I feel like we're in it now.
I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Drop passes left and right. I mean,
There's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
what was that other famous? There was like a Monday Night Football game, wasn't there? Like, I think Washington and New York that went 7-7 and ended in a tie.
Open receiver complete. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
I'm going to YouTube this right now.
Not write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed
Yeah,
your mind
1997.
with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
This one pretty much is like that game. Danny Canal and... Is it Hostetler? No. He would have been long retired by then. There you go. There's some offensive production. That was the famous Gus Frerotte game, I believe. That is Hostetler. Okay. He came in for Gus Frerotte after he headbutted himself right into the right into the wall there. Hostetler threw 3 INTs. Oof. Miller had plenty of time in the pocket and just heave that over the field. Nobody.
It helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And that's just swatted down right into Miller's face.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively...
3rd and 10. This might be time winding down for Green Bay, and they're going to have a little bit of an opportunity here. They're going to take a field goal out of this. Wow. I would think it's 4-down territory at this point in the game, but Green Bay wants to go ahead and get the 9 on the board. This is not the XFL, so there's no 3-point conversion here. That's going to put them down by 11. Which, I mean, I guess technically it is a 2-score game, but it's a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
You're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
All right, we'll see how Dante Hall does on this next return. An incredible punt return a couple of moments ago. Dante Hall trying to make some things happen.
At the 23-yard line.
Broncos are going to go into some clock-chewing mode here.
Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start
total yards about doubled up by the Packers versus the Broncos, but the scoreboard is the difference. And Larry Blakeney, former coach Troy Trojans, always talks about 3-phase football. Well, 2 of those 3 phases going for the Denver Broncos with the defensive pick 6 and the punt return touchdown. Outside of that, it would be the Packers, you know, I would say clinging on to a 9-6 lead right now.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
I don't know what the announcer's talking about. One of the few times today the run goes nowhere. That's happened many times today. Another big run, though, by Jonathan Taylor. That's what we need right now. This is most likely going to go down, depending on if Brady even has to throw it anymore, as maybe Tom Brady III's maybe worst statistical game in the NFL. Would you guys think that?
A running play here on 1st down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. If nothing else, they've already
Brady lines up in the gun here on 2nd down and 13, and they're going to give it to Jamil Pierce. So now this is going to force Brady, I would think, into a passing situation here.
They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times.
They drop back on the blitz. Brady steps up, and that is a terrible pass. 9 of 21, 49 yards for the young phenom.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Gatewood's going to try to sky kick this one and get it inside the 15 here. So here you go, a final run at this for the Green Bay Packers. They need a touchdown, they need a 2-point conversion, they need a field goal. Pittsburgh Maulers just attempted a very long field goal. It was no good. And the Showboats, are they going to do the 108? Yes, they are. You got to be kidding me. 108-yard. How often does that? Why does this happen so much in sports? The missed field goal 108-yard kick return.
Second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team.
That just seems like it happens so much in sports. Oh, that foot. Oh, did he might have stepped out of bounds. No. When he was fielding it, his foot may have just been on the white line. Boy, that is about as deep back as you can get. Oh, man, that would be a shame to see them overturn it. Because I think that would, I mean, that's like 110 yards. That might be the NFL, or the football record.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead.
Meanwhile, in our game here, Broncos, Packers, DeMarvin Leal looking for his third sack. They are, I guess, going to confirm it or not review it or whatever. They are finally going to stop it here. Oh, that'd be such a shame to see them. Oh, no, it's a timeout from Pittsburgh. I guess they're trying to make sure they do review it. Miller, screen, out to Locke. And Locke barrels forward, first down, and that'll take it to the 2-minute warning. Miller, 39 passes in this game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
It looks like they're either not going to review it or they confirmed it, because Memphis is on to kick the extra point here. I think the USFL just wanted that one to stand for the highlights. Kick is no good, but my goodness. USFL, folks.
That position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go.
Draw play.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game.
Well, I just saw a tweet. I went on Twitter. AEW Fight Forever to be released on the 27th of June. Oh, intercepted! Deflected. Devin Bush intercepts it, and that is going to do it, folks. That is going to be it.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game.
Broncos will go to 2-0. It was a ugly, ugly slugfest.
That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here.
How about that deflection?
That interception. Good way for them to end it.
And to just wind the clock out here. Packers still going to burn some timeouts, though.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
There's the give to Pierce, and looks like maybe one more timeout to be called here.
First, a gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
I want to see a replay of this kick. That's what I'm looking for right now. There you go. First down. Stop calling timeouts. Call it over.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout.
Come on, Green Bay. We're done. We're done.
After giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good.
Oh, it's home free. We're done. This one is in the books.
They run with Taylor. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, I know exactly what
Now
you're
we can
saying.
take a knee.
If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
That should do it. 2-0 Broncos.
They go down to a knee.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. The Packers bringing in
Well, we're going to try to do better in the next game. We're going to try to do better. I mean, we won, so you can't do much better than that, but as far as offense goes, that was a pathetic offensive performance.
So this will wind up a Denver victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter.
33 passing yards.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but I
like where we're going.
I mean, Tebow's won games with more passing yards than that, and I'm a Tebow fan.
Yeah. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated.
49 passing yards for Brady.
I'm a man of the people.
I guess they count the sack total in that. That's why he only had 33, but my goodness.
Game balls for everybody. So for Denver, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0.
All right, let's get into the next one. We got one more.
Take on the Chicago Bears.
It's a Super Bowl rematch.
They'll drop to
Super Bowl rematch. Gatewood's only a 76, and he's booming punts like that? How does that make any sense? All right. Week 3, we got our 2 trophies back there. Now, this Bears team, they had a whole bunch of points on the board their first couple of weeks. Let's see. Negotiations. Torrey Holt, John Banks. We obviously want Torrey Holt. Yikes, he wants a lot of money. Boy, this, luckily those are our big contracts. I mean, Devin Bush is going to be a big one, too. And John Banks. But I think you got to get Torrey Holt. Bush is a little older, so... do we even have the money? I mean, we got plenty of cap room. I think that's the good thing, is we're in a good spot. I think as far as the cap goes, we know we gotta make money for Brady next season, or when does he come up? In season or 2 seasons? But then, the money cycle is going to be a lot different then. I think even with this offer, we still have $40 million to play with. Let's do it. Let's go all in. We know we're only going to go a couple more years with this Broncos team. Let's see. Oh, come on. That's what you wanted. We definitely want John Banks back. All right, so we got John Banks at least. We'll see, Torrey Holt. What has Torrey Holt done over the years? Let's look at his numbers. Can you look at... You can look at career stats, right? Stats. Man, he's got the touchdowns, but I mean, his average is good. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season yet. He was a Super Bowl MVP though last year, wasn't he? I don't know. I almost feel like we got to keep him because what's the other alternative? I forget what we're doing for college this year. Are we putting any kind of like draft class in here, or are we just going with the game's default draft class? Let me know. Let me know in the chat because we've done most of these draft classes already, many years into the future, and we've done older draft classes, which is why you see guys like Mike Vrabel and stuff bouncing around. We've done the Hollywood names as well. I think we did that last year. We can throw in like an '07. Would you guys want to see me throw in Marshawn Lynch, Calvin Johnson, Darrelle Revis, that era? I don't know if we've done the '06 with Arch Manning or anything yet. I know we went pretty deep. We can always load another draft class if you want. I'll let you guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see the Arch Manning? Do you want me to just pick a random draft class, 96 or something? I guess we've done kind of the 90s already. Ooh, Bush, Young, and Liner at the '06 draft. That was kind of the year I became a Cardinals fan. I'm kind of intrigued by that one a little bit. I'm kind of intrigued by that because we haven't done that. We haven't done the mid-2000s yet, and I feel like we're pretty far away from that era. Because we did a lot of the future players. We did like a couple years of that, and then we went back and we did, I think, 98, or I think 99, 2000, 1, 2, 3, because obviously Brady 4. I mean, maybe that would be perfect to stop right there. I'm going to throw it in there. Let's see what it looks like. Let's throw it in there. We can always change it. Because I'd be interested to see if Reggie Bush is kind of a game changer in this game. He had his NFL career, but I don't think he was the game changer that people thought he was going to be like he was in college. Of course, you got Mario Williams, Reggie Bush, Vince Young. So we know kind of a lot of the names also. We're going to get the benefit of knowing that. Jay Cutler. How about another Jay Cutler run, right? Chad Greenway, Cromartie. Santonio Holmes is in this draft. So we know we're probably not going to get Mario Williams, right? Even though that'd be kind of cool. So if we're looking at this realistically, if we're looking at where we would maybe kind of draft at, because it looks like they just did the exact draft up and down. So if we're looking about where we may potentially draft, I mean, Mercedes Lewis could be someone to possibly be looking at. We've been wanting some more help defensively. I mean, Santonio Holmes as well. If we did want to drop Torrey Holt, we can go with Santonio Holmes. Tamba Ali as well. They have him ranked in the 3rd. So this could be an interesting draft class of which to look at here. Roman Harper, MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, Kellen Clemens. Oh man, let's look at some of the QBs before we jump into this next game. From this era, Vince Young, Matt Leinart, Cutler, Kellen Clemens, Tavares Jackson, Charlie Whitehurst, Brody Croyle, Bruce Gradkowski. This and I think the rest of these are just a bunch of random no-namers. So this was definitely not quite a quarterback's draft class. if you will. So, all right. Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos. Up next to wrap up this Ultrafan stream. Again, a big thank you, kduckman. We appreciate your support over on patreon.com/tvsports27. Greatly appreciate you, and we hope you enjoy a second game here between the Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Boy, it looks like it's about to pour down rain outside. I was going to go for a walk after this. Maybe not.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears.